What's up, everybody? It's your boy Sports PSP in the building. Hope you all enjoying your Monday or Tuesday or whatever time or day or location, whatever it is. Anyway, I want to talk about some NFL. I want to talk about the New England Patriots versus the Las Vegas Raiders game. I have no idea what happened in that play, the final play with Ramondre Stevenson and Jacoby Myers. Now, to their credit, they took accountability. Um, I just have no idea why Jacoby Myers would throw the football in that situation. It makes no sense. It's just ridiculous. But according to Jacoby Myers, this is what he said. He was trying to do too much, trying to be a hero, and he took all the accountability and blame. He even claimed that he didn't see Chandler Jones back there tracking the ball. He admitted I was doing too much. Should have just went down with the football. And he actually thought that he saw Mac Jones open with room to run. That was just me trying to make a play. I don't know what Jacoby Myers was thinking, but Mac Jones, no disrespect to Mac Jones, I mean, he's not slow or anything, but no one's ever going to consider him the most athletic quarterback out there. Now, if it were Justin Fields, if it were Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, some of the other quarterbacks, I understand that. But to me, I don't understand why Jacoby Myers on that play. And then Ramondre Stevenson. I'm just looking at his quote right here. I think the coaches just gave us a play just to kind of run the timeout or just get down. There was only a couple of seconds on the clock. I feel like I should have just did just that and just got down. The play started off with me with the ball. So if I didn't pitch it back to Jacoby wouldn't have had the chance to do that. So I take full responsibility for the play, and I just got to know the situation. I got to know what's going on in the game. The play call was just a draw play. Nothing more, nothing less than that. I'm supposed to know the situation. I failed to do that today, he added. And Mac Jones even took accountability as well for not tackling Chandler Jones. He said, I got to tackle the guy. That's on me. That's my fault. Didn't make the tackle. If I tackle him, we play for overtime. I'm not going to put this on Mac Jones. What else do you expect him to say? I mean, he's the quarterback. He's the leader. He's the franchise. So even when it's not your fault, you have to take responsibility. Regardless, I'm putting this final play on Ramondre Stevenson and Jacoby Myers. Ramondre Stevenson said, I got to know better. I should have known how to handle critical situations like that. I should have just gone down. I should have gotten my yards and gotten down. I would understand if you tried that play if you were trailing. If it were 24-21, 24-17, or whatever the case may be, if you were trailing, I can understand why you were tossing the football, why you tossed it to Jacoby Myers, and why Jacoby Myers tossed it. I understand why, if you were trailing. But last time I checked, the score was 24-24. It's tied. All you had to do was go down, go out of bounds on the final play, and then go to overtime. It's that simple. It's not rocket science. But evidently, the Patriots, particularly Stevenson and Myers, made it to be. And there was another controversial play late in the fourth quarter. The touchdown pass from Derek Carr to Keelan Cole. If you're just asking me my opinion on that play, yeah, Keelan Cole's foot was out of bounds. Therefore, it should not have been a touchdown. But according to the NFL senior vice president of officiating, Walt Anderson, this is what he had to say when he was asked by pool reporter Mike Reese. How did you determine that was a touchdown catch by Keelan Cole in the fourth quarter? Anderson's response, the ruling on the field was a touchdown. And Reese continued asking questions such as, in replay review, it appeared the receiver's left foot was on the white. Was that not visible in replay? Anderson's response, we looked at every available angle and it was not clear and obvious that the foot was on the white. It was very tight, very close. There was no shot that we could see. We even enhanced and blew up the views that we had. There was nothing that was clear and obvious that his foot was touching the white. And there was another question Anderson was asked by Reese. Did you have a down the sideline angle to aid you in your review? And Anderson's response was, no, we did not. Probably the best view was what we term a high end zone view. TV gave us the most enhanced view that they had as well. We blew it up, and I believe TV blew it up, and there was nothing that was clear and obvious either way. Had the ruling on the field been incomplete, we would not have been able to change that either. So, okay, I mean, if I'm taking Walt Anderson, the senior vice president of officiating, at his word, he said there was no shot that we could see. We even enhanced and blew up the views that we had. There was nothing clear and obvious that his foot was touching the white. If you ask most people, if you just look at the photo, if you look at the replay, it looked pretty clear and visible that Keelan Cole's foot touched the white part of the end zone. So it should have been incomplete. So, if you're a New England Patriots fan, I could easily understand why you would say you were robbed. You were duped. You were very frustrated with the refs officiating. You were very frustrated with Rhamondre Stevenson and Jakobi Meyers' final play. It's a sad day in Boston. You could say sad, frustrating, whatever term you want to use. If you're in Boston, New England, Rhode Island, whatever the case may be, Connecticut, either way, it's a sad day for Patriots fans. Meanwhile, speaking of sad, we got to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. We got to talk about their 40-34 loss yesterday to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who deserves most of the blame between the Cowboys? Was it Dak or was it the defense? Their defense deserves 80% of the blame. Shannon Sharp on Undisputed said 70%. I'm going to go a little higher, 80%. Dak played well, minus the interceptions. The first interception, that was on him. The second one, I mean, the ball was deflected in the receiver's hands. I think it was either Noah Brown. I think it was Noah Brown. And then Rashad Jenkins, the safety. By the way, I gave him Baller of the Week. He was phenomenal. He had 18 tackles, 2 passes defended, 2 interceptions, including the game-winning pick 6 that sealed the Jaguars' victory against the Cowboys 40-34. My God, I was ecstatic that the Dallas Cowboys lost, because I am a Washington fan, and yes, we did lose to the Giants, whatever. But whenever the Dallas Cowboys lose, I always feel like I'm winning. I always feel like I have a smile on my face, because I cannot stand Cowboys fans. They are just annoying, not to mention delusional. And what I saw in that game, and Trevor Lawrence was spectacular and has played well, particularly in the month of December. But big take, what I saw from the Dallas Cowboys: dumb football, mistakes, and what I see from the Dallas Cowboys is going to bite them come playoff time. Yes, they clinched a playoff spot. This is the first time in consecutive seasons. I don't know how long it's been. First time in consecutive seasons they made the playoffs. But I think Micah Parsons deserves a lot of culpability as well, because he was running his mouth about Jalen Hurts when he was on Devon Miller's podcast, Devoncast, I think, and he talked about, was it really about the team? Is it about the team system or Jalen Hurts? Because he was unsure whether Jalen Hurts should be the MVP. And I previously said I didn't really have a problem with what Micah Parsons had to say, because if you were just asking him his honest opinion, he gave you his honest opinion. Regardless how it sounds, we got to allow people to say what's on their mind. But I also love what Jordan Mailata, the left tackle of the Philadelphia Eagles, had to say. We're just focusing on the Chicago Bears. He should just be focusing on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And to Jordan Mailata's credit, they did. The Eagles did exactly what they were supposed to do. They won the game 25-20 against the Chicago Bears. And unfortunately for the Dallas Cowboys, they lost 40-34. Mind you, they had a 17-point lead in that game. So if you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, you're 50-50. Yes, you're upset that you lost, but you still secured a playoff spot. However, for the most of us, like myself, they lost, and I don't really care. And what I'm seeing from the Dallas Cowboys is it's just the beginning of bad things to come. It's just going to be the beginning of bad things to come with the Dallas Cowboys, and they're going to suffer just exactly like they did last year. Just like they did last year against the San Francisco 49ers. They're going to make dumb mistakes. They're going to do dumb things. And it's going to cost them. So, it's going to... we're going to see what's going to happen. Now, the Cowboys should just forget about that game. They should just focus on December 24th. Against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, remember last time in October, the Eagles beat the Cowboys. And I mentioned about Micah Parsons' comments with what he said about Jalen Hurts, about winning the MVP. But it seems to be bad news for Philadelphia Eagles fans. Hold on. Just reading this report right here. I'm just trying to find something right now. Hold on real quick. But it doesn't look good. I just heard a report from ESPN regarding Jalen Hurts. Hold on real quick. Apologize. Let's see right here. Let me check. Let me just check on Twitter. But the Eagles versus the Cowboys game, that's going to be a pretty exciting game to watch. Oh, yes, now I got the report. This is from ESPN's Adam Schefter. Eagles quarterback and MVP candidate Jalen Hurts, is uncertain to play Saturday versus the Cowboys due to a sprained shoulder that he suffered during yesterday's game against the Chicago Bears, per league sources. Hurts was hurt late in the third quarter when Bears defensive end Travis Gibson drove him into the ground. So I just read you the report, and also there's more. There's a real chance that backup quarterback Gardner Minshew could start Saturday versus the Cowboys. So I just read you the report from Adam Schefter. I'll read it to you again. Eagles quarterback and MVP candidate Jalen Hurts is uncertain to play this Saturday against the Cowboys Christmas Eve due to a sprained shoulder that he suffered in yesterday's game over the Chicago Bears. Hurts was late in the third quarter when Bears defensive end Travis Gibson drove him into the ground. And there's a real chance, that Gardner Minshew could start versus the Cowboys. So if that were to be the case, if you're an Eagles fan, this is sad. It's sad because you beat this team earlier. You would like your chances a hell of a lot more with Jalen Hurts. Of course, we won't see the Jalen Hurts going up against Micah Parsons. This may cost him the MVP. And, who knows? Because availability, the best ability is availability. This could hurt him. Right now, I would still say he's the MVP. But I just read the report from Adam Schefter. He's uncertain, and that Gardner Minshew could actually start. So if you're the Cowboys, if you're the Eagles, you're devastated. But if you're the Cowboys, you may be optimistic. You're definitely optimistic, but at the same time, that's a concern because if you become too optimistic, if you become too complacent and feel like we got this, we can beat the Eagles without Jalen Hurts, and I actually have Jalen Hurts as my MVP. But if the Cowboys come in with this attitude, we're going to destroy the Eagles because Gardner Minshew's at quarterback. Um, Dallas is setting themselves up to fail if they think like that. So if you're Dallas, after coming off a tough loss to the Jaguars, if you think you're just going to steamroll the Eagles just because Gardner Minshew might actually have a real chance to play in that game instead of Jalen Hurts, it's going to come and bite you. I just hope that Jalen Hurts play for the Eagles and for his MVP campaign. This would be really tough. It would be really tough. But I'm kind of shocked to hear. But we'll see. I mean, but again, I just read you the report from Adam Schefter that Jalen Hurts is uncertain to play. There's a real chance Gardner Minshew might play. So we still need to wait on the facts. We still need to see more evidence. So wow, it's a shocker. What else I was gonna say? Cause I got a little off guard, but it was just shocking to hear this news. Yeah, Washington. Yeah, that was a tough loss yesterday against the New York Giants. I think the score was 20-12. People want to look at the controversial non-pass interference call that should have. I thought it should have been called, and yes, the Terry McLaurin penalty. But overall, when I looked at the game between the Commanders and the Giants, penalties. No, not penalties. Yeah, the penalties, late ones, and of course, we can't ignore what happened with Taylor Heineke. He had no protection in the pocket. None. I mean, our offensive line was just terrible. We just didn't put him in a position to succeed. Now, Taylor Heineke may not be the long-term quarterback and the solution. I think he's a better quarterback, better option, in my opinion, than Carson Wentz because Carson Wentz at this point is cooked. But I rather would have Taylor Heineke. I apologize for the noise in the background. That's just my family getting in. Sorry about that. But anyway, as I was saying, I would much rather want Taylor Heineke at quarterback. And I just thought our offensive line didn't put him in a position to succeed. And I think once after the season is over, not saying that the season is over for Washington, because we still have a chance for the playoffs. But once this season is over, we seriously have to address not only the quarterback issue, but we definitely have to address our offensive line. We have done an awful job protecting our quarterbacks, including Carson Wentz. I thought the New York Giants offensively, they weren't spectacular. They just played well. They just did a great job taking care of the football compared to Washington. So, tough loss. People want to look at the controversial non-pass interference call. I looked at other reasons as to why Washington lost. So I'm not gonna use that as an excuse. All I'm just gonna say, hey, the Giants played better. They came to Washington. They beat us. Give them their due. I want to talk about something else. Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot. It just how the hell did the Indianapolis Colts blew a 33-point lead? You had a 33-point lead in that game against the Minnesota Vikings. Now I didn't watch the rest of the game, believe it or not. I was just getting ready for work. I work at Dick's Sporting Goods. But I was just going to work and I just couldn't believe the outcome of the game. The largest comeback in NFL history. The largest comeback in NFL history. And the Minnesota Vikings won that game. And yet Matt Ryan, once again, is in another situation where he has a huge lead and he choked. Just like the Super Bowl against New England, 28-3. Just like week 2 in the 2020 season against the Dallas Cowboys. You just feel bad for him. And I actually feel bad for Colts fans because I actually thought Matt Ryan would be an upgrade to Carson Wentz. I still think Carson Wentz isn't good. I think he's cooked, but Matt Ryan was supposed to be better, and he's not even better. And Jeff Saturday, look, that's also on the Colts organization. You hired him considering the fact that he had no coaching experience on the NFL and the collegiate level. You hired him because he's a beloved figure in Indianapolis. He's been with the Colts organization. He was a very good player. He's a very likable guy. Um, it's just embarrassing. But give credit to the Minnesota Vikings because of the victory. They now clinch the NFC North division. They are now the NFC North champions. Justin Jefferson, at this point, is the best wide receiver in pro football. Kirk Cousins, do I think he's a franchise quarterback? No. But I think he's good enough to win you a fair amount of games and at least get you to the playoffs. And the one thing we know about Kirk Cousins is that he can make a hell of a lot of money. That's what we know he's capable of. And of course with Dalvin Cook. So yeah. Yeah, that was a shocker. But anyway, that's all I got right now, folks, as far as with sports takes and everything else like that. I will try to come up with as much content as I can. Obviously, I got family noise in the background. I apologize for that. But anyway, it's your boy Sports PSP. Let me know what other topics or subjects y'all want me to get into. Outside of that, hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day. And as usual, God bless.